Hello everyone, welcome to game number 1 in a series between Yumiko and, oh my gosh, ZDR. Yumiko versus ZDR, game 1 taking place here on Ancient Isle. Definitely going to look forward to this particular matchup here as ZDR has spawned as the red orc on the top left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, on the bottom right, we have Yumiko spawning as the blue human. No big surprise here, except for the timing on this barracks. Yeah, the barracks is actually going to be a little bit late with the speed build off of the Altar of Kings. What is that going to mean? It's going to mean that the Archmage will be using Militia to try to do a little bit of early creeping, while ZDR or ZDR tries to run down the map with that Blade Master. Now, I want to say thanks to everyone who have been giving me just a lot of positive reinforcement. I actually feel like my casting has come to a new level. Yes, the haters are still going to hate, but I do feel a little bit more coherent in my casting, and I am saying that I do read the feedback, so thank you very much. Now, with the Blade Master and the Archmage in this 1v1 matchup, I am expecting Yumiko to quickly try to go into casters. The Archmage with that Brilliance Aura, Sorceress slow, very, very important. And you can almost imagine how this game is going to unfold. Archmage with Footman transition into Sorceress Priest. Maybe a Spellbreaker or two to try and steal Spirit Link. Meanwhile, we're going to see maybe even double Spirit Lodges in order to get more Spirit Walkers to try and disenchant all of that slow. That is going to be a bit of a problem as the Archmage is already out well before, about 5 seconds, 10 seconds before the 2-minute mark, and that poor peon is just going to run back here. This is a 5-3-3 creep camp. You can see that the Blade Master is just now coming out, so he's not going to be able to really get in there in time to try and push anything back. Ogre Magi gonna fall here. There it goes, picks up the Claws of Attack +6, a very nice item. Meanwhile, it looks as though the Blade Master is just creeping out this 5-3-3 creep camp, focusing down the Ogre Magi, but he still needs to head back to his base to pick up the healing salves. He will most likely sell that Scroll of Town Portal as the Blade Master has a very low chance of getting into a sticky situation that he cannot get out of. Now, let's go ahead and take a look over here. Peasants are just now wandering around, and they are going to be trying to creep out this 3-1-1 creep camp, which will give the Archmage level 2. Infinite experience range if there is no hero nearby, as you see the Archmage getting some extra damage onto that Blade Master. Now, Blade Master now looking to back off or trying to get into position there, and he does pick up he picks up the healing salve, still keeps his Ring of Protection +2. He is not using the Wind Walk, and I am surprised he has not healing salved himself and then Wind Walked away. Meanwhile, you take a look at the Archmage running laps around the map. That is not going to be that successful or useful for him since he's just chasing a ghost. Null Brute going to get taken down here at this 3-1-1 creep camp. Meanwhile, Blade Master is going to come back ready to fight as the Archmage is trying to deny some experience. There is the Windwalk strike as it may try and take down some of these units here. Archmage now trying to pull back. You can see that the Gnolls are getting a little bit of damage in here as the Archmage is not going to... he got the experience, but I don't believe it was from the Water Elemental. The Water Elemental was denied, as you saw that there was that Null Brute off to the north that was taken out. We should be seeing a tech to tier 2 by both sides. Yes, Yumiko doing it extremely early. Same thing with ZDR, as both sides are going to be pushing relatively soon. Now, in the next minute and a half or so, we're going to see the Archmage most likely head over to the tavern, pick up a Beastmaster, and then try and put pressure onto the constructing buildings. What does Yumiko need to do right now? Yumiko needs to get to level 3 on this Archmage. If he can get to level 3 on the Archmage, that would be a huge benefit, as what that would allow is stronger Water Elementals, more damage, and allow for more piercing damage to do its thing. Water Elemental now getting in some easy shots onto some of these grunts off over there. You can see the lower hit point grunt now taking the damage as the higher hit point grunt taking the damage, as the lower hit point grunt is already, you can already see the healing salve being used on it in your mind's eye. As we now take a look at what this water elemental is looking to do here. Stronghold, War Mill now being placed down as well. You can see the footmen are ready to hire up that Beastmaster, but the Archmage is relatively low on mana. He'll be able to drop one, maybe, well, actually pretty much just one water elemental in that upcoming fight. So I don't think Yumiko has really that much going for him. Let's take a look. It looks as though we are still waiting on that Beastmaster, and Ancient Isle is a little bit more difficult for expansions to be placed down. There's the Beastmaster now, there's the Quill Beast, and we are going out across the map. Oh, it looks like we may get a free grunt in this exchange here. That grunt taking a fair bit of damage, now down to 362 hit points. No surround on the grunt, as the Beastmaster now looks to put pressure on the Bestiary and perhaps the Spirit Lodge. Quill Beast is already in position, should be attacking here. Beastmaster drops a second Quill Beast, and here we go. Going straight after those Orc Burrows, and those Orc Burrows are going to get taken down relatively quickly. The Peon's doing its best to try and repair. Beautifully done by ZDR to go inside the Orc Burrow and then come back out to try and get a good repair down. But this is not looking, wow, oh my goodness, is this going to stay up? It looks like it will in fact stay up. And Yumiko is actually going to be in a world of hurt here. Second water elemental has come into play. You can see so many peons working overtime, and how much damage is just being absorbed by that one building constantly being repaired. There goes the Orc Burrow finally, as the Beastmaster gets transferred the Scroll of Town Portal. All right, all of that for one Orc Burrow. There was a little bit of lost time there, as the Quill Beast now tries and scampers away. Bestiary now training up that all-important Ensnare. And Yumiko, this is something that I've noticed about Yumiko. Yumiko doesn't really go for an Arcane Vault early. So the Beastmaster and all of the units are pretty low on hit points. The Priest are going to be there to try and recover all of those hit points, as the Quill Beast now runs off to the north, looking for where exactly ZDR is. All right, it looks as though the follow-up play, more Sorceress now being added into this army. So it's going to be 2 Priests, 2 Sorceress, and in addition to a whole bunch of militia. There are no Arcane Vaults, but there is the Lumber Mill, which is ready to start upgrading some scout towers to guard towers. Peons doing a bit of repairing here. This could turn into a bit of a nightmare for ZDR unless he's able to take down some of these scout towers. No ivory towers in play because of the lack of that Arcane Sanctum. But the 3 towers do need to get pressured. The lack of piercing damage from ZDR means that these peasants are going to be able to constantly repair and get a good exchange on that damage. Slow now being cast onto a low hit point grunt. However, the low hit point grunt will be able to run all the way back. Quill Beast still engaging here, and with 5 towers coming into play and 4 Sorceress, this is going to turn into a bit of an issue. ZDR now already with the Demolishers needs to get in position, and if he can perhaps take down some of the key units, that would be enough here. You can see the damage is starting to take its toll on the Orc army, as there goes one grunt. A second grunt could get taken down. The more Demolishers need to be added, as the Watchtower here going to get pressured down. Orc Burrows launching some of those spears. You can see the Demolisher now being forced to run all the way back. But I think Yumiko is going to end up taking this game pretty easily here, as the peasants don't even care about the constructing of those guard towers any longer. ZDR not going to be able to fend off the attack. There was 2 War Mills 2 Demolishers, but no repairing on this Demolisher, as the Demolisher quickly gets taken down. 1 Demolisher down. Water Elemental should get taken out here. Finally gets taken out, but you can see the amount of just low hit point units that are now being forced to pull back. Yumiko, knowing what these guard towers can do and how well they are positioned, knows that any unit trying to make its way out will pretty much instantly get taken down. Meanwhile, the Voodoo Lounge is in danger of falling, and once that Voodoo Lounge is gone, the Blade Master gonna have a hard time healing. He did have a potion of healing. I don't know if it was on cooldown. Doesn't matter anyways, as the Blade Master falls at level 3. Archmage still sitting at level 2. Beastmaster still sitting at level 1. And this is one of those interesting scenarios where ZDR probably has more experience on his heroes, but is unable to do what he needs to do in order to get the job done. Raider perhaps getting an ensnare onto the Beastmaster. You can see there is that repair now. Massive repairing. The Demolisher pretty much nowhere to run. The Sorceress getting in so much damage. There goes another Sorceress as massive repairs now underway onto this one Demolisher remaining. All right, no more gold left. The Peon's not able to mine gold freely as the Demolisher is now looking to finish off perhaps the last couple of units here. All right, a yawn, even though I don't feel tired, not quite sure why. But the Sorceress here, so many Sorceress, 6 Sorceress, 4 Priests. This caster guard tower army essentially is going to end up winning the game against ZDR. Game 1 going to Yumiko in a pretty impressive fashion. Yumiko doing another round of guard towers just to add insult to injury. And yes, even at the end of the game, ZDR had more experience on his heroes. However, that did not translate to the victory. Those guard towers so difficult to take down, and the fact that ZDR had no real way of taking out those Scout and Ivory towers. The lack of piercing damage, a definite issue, but still rather difficult to go either way. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed game 1. Please stay tuned for game number 2.